Good afternoon, everyone. I am Deepanjal Shrestha, and I'm an associate professor at School of Engineering, Pokhara University, Nepal. I'm one of the speakers for today. Let me share my slides with you. So, I'm here to talk on ethical and responsible use of artificial intelligence in the digital age. Um, Now, as we know, that data is the new oil, and AI and machine learning are the new technologies. They are going to use this data, which is the new oil, as considered by different laureates of the computing industry and business today. So, if we look at our life today, we are surrounded by data points. We are using e-tools, we are using applications, and all this, we are consuming information, giving information by the use of digital touch points like the mobiles, the post systems, the self-service systems, the desktops, the computing systems, and many more such kind of systems. All this data is then integrated into a huge, big, enormous data, like the big data, through social sites, YouTube's, web, information systems, governance, management systems. So what is this doing today is it's creating a huge, huge amount of data. If you just take a look at a day in a wonderful world of data, we see that there's so much of data being produced. Like if you see the picture which is coming on the screen, Twitter almost creating a 4 petabyte of data, the smartwatches creating almost 28 petabyte of data on a single day basis. And further, if you look at this disruptive and emerging technologies into existence, we find again these technologies are capable of producing immense data, like the social networks, the IoTs, the mobility systems, the sensor systems, the clouds, the AI and machine learning systems, the big data. And these data are so special because they're personalized. They have specific location information. They are real time. They are coming from human sensors and they're immensely rich. So nowadays, we are constantly generating data. The paradigm today has changed, as most of the daily tasks and services can be done with the aid of digital applications or gadgets. Like high-tech companies such as Google, Facebook, Netflix, or Amazon have access to huge amount of data from several data sources and users. This phenomena suggests that the business of data will become a significant sector of the global economy. So data is referred as the new oil. The important part will be the future implementations will look into how do we use this data to improve our lives. Every digital action is generating the data. We see that data is collected in a precise, pervasive way, like from every click, sweep, search, a trail of data is created, shaping the digital footprints of billions of users. Then we have data which is beyond our social and e-commerce. Data collections extend across sectors like healthcare, education, transportation, and finance, influencing critical decision making and shaping societal trends. Then we talk about the hidden ecosystems. Social platforms, e-commerce sites, IoT devices, smart technologies continuously gather data, share and monetize user data without often knowing, letting the user know or being aware of the data which is being collected. So this creates a scenario of many unseen consequences. Like what if there is misuse of data, mishandling of data, which can lead to data breaches and risk privacy, or maybe economical exploitation, or we are implementing algorithms which discriminate on the basis of gender, on the basis of community, or on the basis of region. Now, here I'm trying to show you a special scenario where I'm talking about a social site data. And I'm just trying to show you that what and how much type of different diverse data does a social site collects. So, like for example, the personal information, the behavioral, location, device information. It knows about the connection and interactions. It knows about the search and browsing history, the media data. And if you're doing some kind of business, it knows about the payment and transaction data. It knows about the third party integration, the communication aspects of our interaction, and then data from every activity that we do. Similarly, if you look at the e-commerce data, you find that similar kind of data is collected by e-commerce also. It also knows about our personal information, the behavioral part. It knows about purchase history. It knows about the payment part. It knows about the data which we produce as a part of our feedback or reviews, the loyalty programs which track our engagement and rewards, and then data generated from every click and purchase that we make. So, so much of data and so much of enormously rich data. What next then? See, AI is the new technology in play. We see that many computer literatures have started saying today that we are into the age of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So, AI today is a very powerful area which is capable of analyzing data, automate tasks, generate content, recognize patterns, make decisions across diverse domains, enhancing efficiency and innovation. It has come up with many core capabilities like the machine learning, natural language processing, computer visioning, speech recognition, robotics, expert systems, generative AI. And all these models are capable of processing the data, the huge amount of data, and they can interpret and make predictions based on this data. So the scenario here becomes quite interesting. At one part, you are collecting a lot of data. At another part, you have systems which can use and utilize this data. And this creates an alarming situation in today's world. So, have you ever thought or have you ever wondered how every digital action you take generates data and how this data fuels AI systems? If so much of data is collected, the major concern is how about it will be used by the AI? What happens if AI misuses this vast amount of data? Could it lead to manipulation, discrimination, or even greater societal risk? What if AI misuses data? It can lead to personal manipulation, personalized manipulations, behavioral targeting. We have seen these new trends coming up, deep fakes and synthetic media. How about identity theft and fraud, surveillance and profiling, automated misinformation and propaganda, predictive policing and bias amplifications, emotional manipulations, exploitations of vulnerabilities and mental health? How about the algorithmic discriminations based on gender, based on country, region, community, phishing and automated cyber attacks, automated stalking and harassment? So, this further raises a lot of concerns. Not only this, there are other concerns that will come up into existence or are existing with AI implementations. Is models of AI used have transparency? Do they bias and discriminate? How do they handle privacy concerns and security risk? Are they implemented ethically? What about concentration of power? How about dependence on AI? What if it displaces job tomorrow? Can we guarantee that AI models are 100% accurate? And many such concerns come into existence. Now, let us talk about the core technical aspects of AI models. We know that there are pre-models and model and post-model. Before we train them, in training, and after we deploy them. What we do is we only comprehend the black box scenario of the models. So the important part here is, do we understand the features learned by these models, or the features that we are training? Do they really map up to the realistic problem domain? Is it not trivial to assure that they are learning features that are relevant for that domain? So these all issues create an alarming question on how AI is going to impact and what is the responsible use of artificial intelligence. Where will be the impact and to what extent? What can be done to avoid the negative impact of AI? And then what is the need of the hour? So I have actually tried to show you a picture of how AI or in what areas can AI impact. If you look at this particular picture, AI will impact every aspect of human endeavor. That means right from culture, right from the channels we use, right from the people, the strategic policies, knowledge management and application, the government, the society, the business, the technology, every aspect where we have digital applications, we will have the influence of artificial intelligence in the coming days. And in order to minimize the negative impact of AI and maximize the responsible of use of AI, we need to have set of regulations. We need to have set of parameters. We need to come up with frameworks that can control the negative impact and make it more positive or fruitful for the society. So an AI today should be able to explain itself. It should guarantee security. It should be human centered. We should be able to monitor. AI models should be accountable. They should be transparent, fair, and unbiased. We should be able to reproduce them as and when wanted. And they should be environmentally sustainable. If we follow these particular set of attributes in a framework, we can, in a way, guarantee or lessen the very negative impact of artificial intelligence. So, the important part is to implement AI to make life of humans better, which have no ethical and legal challenges or issues. In order to further strengthen the positive use of AI, there are certain guidelines. Like if you see, you find that European Union has AI ethic guidelines. Then Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, also is working with AI principles. Then we have corporate and government policies. We should also look into the use and implementation and impact of AI. Our policy should comply with the privacy regulations like GDPR and CCPA, and we should follow the laws and norms of the concerned country and organization. Further, in order to have a ethical AI practice, it's important for organizational strategies to integrate ethical considerations throughout the AI lifecycle. We need to have technical solutions, tools like explainable AI, sorry, which enhance transparency, and then education and training, educating AI developers, users, and stakeholders. The other aspects that we need to look at is ensuring the responsible AI use. That means the people who are training the model, who are using the data, or putting AI application into a particular context must ensure that they lessen the very negative impact and multiply the positive impact with no legal and ethical challenges. Building public trust is very important in AI technologies. Robust governance structures for AI, laws that account for liability for by the autonomous system, continuous evaluation and monitoring for laws, regulations, and policies. Human rights should be considered, particularly in terms of privacy, freedom of speech, and dignity. And one of the very important aspects is that these AI systems should not create any emotional turmoil or emotional harm, both at personal level and at social level or maybe on the community basis. So, what should be the direction in future? So it's important for us to develop ethical framework aligned with the technological advancement, collaborate among government, international organizations, and private sectors, establish comprehensive policies for AI ethical issues, develop robust regulatory frameworks, raise public awareness for AI ethics, foster multidisciplinary collaboration, and proactively anticipate future ethical dilemmas. So then I would like to conclude that AI is a boon if we implement it wisely. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any queries, I'm open for the questions. Thank you once again. Good day.